Hello and welcome to the AMC podcast. I'm your host Super, and here with me we have pfarrell77.
Hello.
So P, I'm gonna get straight into this. What has been your experience in AMC? What I mean by that was, has your server treated you well? Has the people been kind to you? Do you think you've had a good experience on the server or bad?
Yeah, overall I've had a good experience on the server. It's gone well. I have a fair amount of friends on the server, a fair amount of allies. People are usually relatively nice to me, so yeah, I've had a pretty good experience on the server.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're old, because you're an old player, that's helped your reputation in any way?
I guess a bit, but more in the way that people generally know the fact that I have not really ever, been toxic on the server or betrayed everyone. That's like generally I say a big kind of part of things that I've never really ever betrayed anyone on the server. And, I generally try to be honest and, I've done a fair amount of good.
I'm gonna start these series of questions with your past. You are from 1.0, am I correct?
Yes, but I was the last real player to ever make an impact on the server to join 1.0. I joined around 6 months, maybe 7, before the server shut down. So, while I do know a good amount of 1.0 history, I do know the least out of anyone who still plays on the server.
When you say the server, I'm sorry. When you said the server shut down, what do you mean by that?
I mean the server reset.
Okay, yeah. Do you feel like the other 1.0 players are not as knowledgeable, or do you feel like your vocalness about the server's history may make you vulnerable to criticism by other 1.0 players such as Brexel or King TJ or Cobble?
So I'm going to go over this because this is kind of important. So I know the least about 1.0 history out of anyone who played 1.0. However, from what I've been able to tell, most of the players who still play from 1.0 have never really tried to keep that history alive. So I'm mostly talking about it because I kind of want to keep the history alive since there's no real way to remember it. It's the reason I made the history books. The reason I talk about it so much is because, I want people to remember all the older players. Falls, who was a legendary player, good friend of mine also. Viking Shine, first player to ever join AMC 1.0. J-Frog or J-Dog, the original owner of the server, and so many more personalities who have been in many ways forgotten.
Yeah, how you mentioned J-Dog. Do you feel like he's a better owner than the new owners of 3.0? Because there's whether we like it or not, there's a huge change in charisma or just passion for the server. Do you think that the 3 owners give more option to be abused than just J-Dog? And J-Dog by himself abused a whole lot from what I know. And do you think that J-Dog was a better owner than the 3 others?
No, I feel like 1689er, Random Coders, and Sick and Twisted are better owners than J-Dog. They are very generous by setting up the server for no money at all and giving so much of their time when in a lot of ways J-Dog mostly cares about money, which is fine. You have to run a business and all that, but still, overall, he didn't care as much about the server as the 3 owners, even though they have abused. I feel like, in a lot of ways, it was more trying to help people, if you kind of get what I'm saying.
I wanna talk a little bit more about your past. So you have been in the Cobble Reich. Is this true?
That is correct. However, it was during the golden age of the Reich. So originally, the Cobble Reich was formed by myself, pfarrell, Cobble Love, the also infamous player, Element 83, and another old fag known as Waffle Gamer, who was also a good friend of mine before he left. So overall, we were more of a Joker team that, as I put it, we were thrust into power because we were one of the last few players on the server. Because at the time the group was formed, we were really honestly the only super active players on the server. So when the group was formed, it was more of a joke thing that kind of became a big thing. And you joined. Also, you were at the second Cobble Rec base yourself, and yeah, and it was not like the toxic kind of group it is now that has a bad reputation. It was more of a. I mean, I only joined because I had nowhere to go because it was when my base of Valley of Carrots had been griefed, and most of my friends at the time were in that group, them being Lawful Gamer, Element, and Kovalev. So and we didn't have a bad reputation at first. We actually had, in many ways, a relatively decent one.
Do you feel like Kobolov is still going up to his sneebly little ways nowadays with his Kobolreich? Because he's been pretty vocal, actually, before you answer, he's been pretty vocal about his Reich being apparently growing in members.
Yes, I've seen the announcement.
Yeah. Link in the description to a video where I interviewed him, where he lets out quite a bit of confidential information about his group. But PFL, do you feel like his group is becoming more active and more critical at each passing day?
Yes, so he hasn't been active now, but I know he's active doing something. It may not even be AMC, I don't know. But there is a decent chance that one day we could wake up to 20 players on the server, all members of the Cobble Rec. Because he could be lying. There is a very good chance he's lying. But at the same time, we have to be careful. Cobble Rec on the MC 1.0 through 2.0 and specifically on 3.0 has been known as a trickster. He is very dangerous, and
And you what? I'm sorry?
Sorry, I thought I was pressing the...
Yeah, you want to repeat what you said?
So, I do see Cobble in a lot of ways as a friend, but more of his personality. I do not see him as a, person that I work with on the server. I see him as just a guy that I hang around with, but I do not, I'm not going to support his faction and, do not include him in, your work. Do not give him base courts. Do not put him in raids. Just be careful with the guy.
Because he is he's a force not to be joked around with, as he has infiltrated many bases through manipulation and other, ways like that. Because he is a very smart guy. Now, I do want to go now to the present. You have been quite inactive on the server. Is there any reason towards it that you can explain to people? I'm obviously not asking you to reveal personal information, but if it is personal information, I am going to ask you to hold back, because we do have viewers who will take that. So, is there any way you can explain your absence?
Well, first of all, schoolwork. A lot of schoolwork with, semester ending. Also, holidays and all that is going around with some IRL issues, which I'm not going to go over, and I also lost my Minecraft password for a bit, and that took
my condolences.
to work out. Yeah.
It's like losing a loved one.
Yes, I had to reset my password, that's it, don't worry.
So, we know you've been quite inactive in the server, but you have sometimes been chatting around with people, whether it be on the Discord, am I correct? Sometimes?
Yeah, I would go on the Discord. I'd make sure every couple of days just to make sure people remembered me and make sure people didn't think I was dead or anything, and make sure that they knew I was still coming back on.
So, you have obviously known of Dawn Fjord and Void and the temp map, and possibly of the truces that have been made. Do you?
I was on the temp map for a while, actually.
Okay, yeah, I believe you were. So, do you think that Void and Dawn will prosper as just two teams that, are going to become friends, or do you feel like there's a lot more to be worked on?
So, first of all, I am going to go over Void, because I did have somewhat prior knowledge of the existence of Void, and basically the way it worked was, after my base was griefed, the Valley of Carrots 2.0, the original was on 1.0. This one was on 3.0. So after my base was griefed, I went to a site and planned to create a faction before I joined the Cobble Rig for a period of time. And during that time, I, thought of making a joke faction that I had been talking about making in, previously, called Minor Snowstorm, because Block 567, who's the man who reached my base, was the leader of a faction called Blizzard. And Element 83 at the time offered me up a banner of a faction he had previously thought of creating called Void. So for quite some time I had the Void banner in my e-chest before I took it out, and it now resides at the, as you know, in the museum at you and my base. Sorry, me and yours bases. So it now resides in the museum at our base.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you're going to come back to AMC full-time and finish some maybe business you've had on here, or make even some more history?
Yeah, I am planning to play more now, and this is for you, Super. I did do some work on the museum, so that should be finally finished quickly.
Yeah, Krakow Clock Tower is it's chugging.
Yeah, sorry it's been a while.
Don't worry.
So yeah, I did some work today. But yeah, I am planning to be more active on the server than I was previously.
Well, I know there's a lot of people who wanna see you on. Anyway, so I wanna go into the future of you. So, actually, not before I do that. What do you think is your best achievement and your lowest point in AMC?
So first of all, my lowest point, I've never really done anything bad on the server, but I don't know, probably my lowest point. So I didn't do anything bad during this period of time, because I never really have on the server, but probably after the Valley of Carrots 2.0 was griefed, I kind of went into a savanna biome for a while, and I didn't really do anything at all except type in chat and build a shack. So I suppose that, but nothing horrible ever really happened to me. My highest point, that was probably either during the building of, the Valley of Carrots 2.0, which was, if you didn't know this, the first
that was a while
successful. Yeah, that was a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. That was basically the first successful public base to ever be made on the server, so pretty much everyone went to it. Sadly, it was griefed by Block 567 after I supplied Cobble up with a flint and steel to destroy a wooden mansion, which I guess Block used as a restocking station, and because of that he decided to destroy the Valley of Carrots. Or it could be during the Cobble Ride period, honestly, because that was actually a lot of fun when, it didn't have the horrible reputation it does now. Mm-hmm. So, the Great Cobble Rig Pyramid, which was sadly destroyed, and actually I believe to still be the biggest battle in the server's history, the Battle of the Cobble Rig Pyramid, had 7 combatants, including myself, and that was very well known. And also the base Berlin, which I had fun making. I made my German bakery there, but that was sadly destroyed because Koppelreich decided to TP a friend of Mega Man known as Magic X, who is a fellow Wolfbag, who in turn TP'd Mega, leading to that base being griefed. And then finally, Berlin, I'm gonna and excuse my language, Berlin, I'm gonna fucking prove the sequel, which was, yes, its actual name. Because of internal strife, Waffle Gamer decided to grief that base before quitting the server. And after that, the organization was largely disbanded until now. But yeah, either Koppelreich Golden Age or Valley of Carrots 2.0.
Okay, so what do you see yourself in the future doing on AMC?
So I'm probably gonna spend a lot of time at me and Super's bases. I'm probably gonna, try to stay neutral if a conflict does occur, which there was a chance of that occurring. and I'm probably going to be working at our base a lot. And talking in the chat, doing random crap, stuff like that. But nothing like really too big for now.
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
What's the last threat?
Nothing too big for now. Well, there actually is one thing. I was approached by a player about possibly creating a museum of AMC history, but that would take a while, and that's about it. The player in question I can only refer to as the librarian, but that's not too big.
So going back to your future on AMC, do you think that you'll join any teams?
Probably not. I may ally myself with one, but I probably won't join one. I'll probably stay neutral unless something major were to occur and circumstances were to change. So, yeah, probably not for now, at least. Probably not going to be for a while, actually, but possibly at some point.
So, anything else you want to say to the community before we wrap this up?
First of all, subscribe to PewDiePie, and second of all, basically, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. I apologize. Also, Minor Snowstorm is best faction.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So, we thank you on behalf of the AMC podcast for watching and listening in.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Yeah, I've been on...
sorry, so you were saying that to people watching. I thought you were saying thank you for interviewing me.
I mean,
sorry.
thank you for giving us the opportunity to be interviewing you. So, on behalf of the AMC podcast, we thank you, pfarrell, for coming on the show, and we thank you, viewers, for listening in. I'm your host, Super. We've had pfarrell77. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
See ya.